The M1000RR is BMW's homologation special, almost, racing-ready superbike. Last year saw BMW take their first World Superbike title with their M1000RR, and for the 2025 model, they've sharpened things up even further. Although it looks reasonably similar to the previous generation M1000RR at first glance, there have been some big changes to the motor, exhaust, aero package, and the frame, all of which have all been modified for the 2025 model, with an updated electronics package too. This is because although BMW may have only recently found success in the short-circuit racing world, with the tweaks to the 2025 model, there's no doubt that they mean business and that they want this to continue. The result is a seriously mighty weapon for the track that's even better than before. The M1000RR is blisteringly fast in a straight line and has the stopping power to back it up, while offering a sense of poise and confidence from its chassis that is crafted for chasing tents with a set of sticky, slick tires. Coupled with an even more complex electronic strategy, the M1000RR offers plentiful performance with a huge safety net, if needed, in a package that you can ride to and from a track day. Yet the changes are about evolution rather than revolution. For a mere mortal, there isn't a drastic improvement to the older model or even compared to standard S1000RR, unless you really are chasing those small improvements on track. Although BMW's RRs have evolved over the years, one thing they've retained is an impressive mixture of precision and stability, and the 2025 M1000RR is no different. The frame has been modified in terms of the flex and engine mounting points, with one additional mounting point added to the left-hand side aiding the racing machine. It is, however, still friendly enough at track day speeds, through every stage of attacking a corner. Being built for racing first and foremost, the M1000RR comes equipped with conventional suspension, which is on the firmer end of the spectrum, especially when compared to the electronically adjustable units on the more basic, slightly less aggressive S1000RR. The braking power is also powerful with heaps of feel. It's also quite a nice place to be, with a tall seat and a surprisingly roomy cockpit. In fact, the space between the seat and the bars is vast, and will even suit a larger rider. The previous M1000RR is no slouch, but for 2025, BMW have moved the game on even further with their updated 999 cubic centimeters ShiftCam-equipped motor. It's seen some substantial changes, including the cylinder head and port design, compression ratio, combustion chamber shape change, full-shaft titanium valves, new tulip and seat geometry on the intake and exhaust sides, along with a heavily modified exhaust. The result? A whopping 214 brake horsepower along with €5 plus compliance, which is as fast and exciting as it is usable. The ShiftCam motor allows for a healthy dose of torque at the bottom end, yet it's at the top where the RR comes alive, with a huge amount of pull all the way to the higher red line and the screaming soundtrack to back it up too. Even so, it's not too spiky at the bottom end and will look after you at the lower level of the rev range too, especially in the softer engine modes. Whether you are up close or gazing from afar, the M1000RR does look a mighty impressive bit of kit, clad in all its carbon goodness, especially in the Blackstorm metallic color scheme model that we tested. Although we've not seen a huge number of owners' reviews on the M1000RR since its first generation in 2021, most remain reasonably positive, although the reliability is still a mixed bag, including some of the earlier models being incredibly thirsty for oil. The slightly lower specification S1000RR did also suffer a few minor issues, but BMW seemed to have addressed those problems, and the dealer service tends to be positive. We are running an S1000RR on our long-term test fleet for 2025, so keep an eye out for our updates on the ownership experience. At £32,850 or £40,540 as tested with the additional packs, the M1000RR isn't what you'd call a cheap bike, but then again, It's not made to be, and one of its closest rivals is Ducati's Panigale V4R at 38,995 pounds, which sits in and around that same ballpark as a homologation special. However, there are cheaper alternatives on the superbike market, including Kawasaki's Ninja ZX-10RR at 25,799 pounds, Honda's CBR 1000RR, our Fireblade SP at 23,699 pounds, and Aprilia's RSV4 Factory 1100 at 23,850 pounds. With so much going and stopping power, a good electronics package has never been so important, and the M1000RR is absolutely stacked, from the likes of cruise control and heated grips to all of the rider's aids under the sun, including the new addition of slide control, built into the traction control for going sideways on the throttle, and brake slide assist for going sideways into a corner. In reality, the M1000RR's rider aids are incredible. The ABS offers little intrusion, while the traction control is seriously effective in its higher modes. The introduction of steering angle sensor technology has also enabled a step up in the brake slide assist functionality, allowing for effortless corner exits. The BMW is a master of all trades. However, its TFT dash and switch setup is not the easiest interface to navigate through and does take a bit of time to get the hang of.